Hello everyone, we are back with our BSGI 3.0, that is Black Sea Green Initiative. In the last two episodes, we have talked about that what was this agreement all about and what are the latest update during the second week of July in this agreement. Today we are going to talk about that why Russia has cancelled this agreement and what is likely to happen further. So, sir, I would request you to continue and give your expert comments regarding this.
Thank you, Dr. Kalra. Yes, these days there is green marketing and there are green products and green initiatives. But this one is green initiative.
Green initiative.
Black Sea Green Initiative. Why Black Sea? Because around the Black Sea there are three countries: Turkey, Russia, and Ukraine.
Right.
And through that, and this is the only warm water port which Russia has got, by the way. The others all get frozen during the winter. And so most of the grain and fertilizer trade.
Right.
And Ukraine and Russia have access of that.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine, as you would know, was part of the Soviet Union till 1953,
Yes.
When it became the Socialist Republic of Ukraine. And a lot of developments, a lot of industrialization in Ukraine took place when it was part of the Soviet Union. Now we know currently there is a problem. We are not going into a great in-depth analysis of why that problem has arisen. It has arisen. So now when Russia launched a special military operation, SMO, last year in February 2022, one of the issues was that how would the grain, which used to be exported from these two countries, would get out of Black Sea because it became part of the military operation area. Russia was keen to help Ukraine to get this out, as well as sympathetic to the needs of developing countries to which most of it used to go. But there was also the other side of it, that there should be freedom of movement of grain exports and fertilizer exports, two things especially, of Russia to the other countries. And that part of the agreement, actually it was an MOU. MOU was not involving UN or Turkey, but they helped to broker it. So this was between Ukraine and Russia, that Ukrainian ships would be allowed to take out this grain. And it was done in July of last year for 3 months, and then it was renewed, because every time Russia was saying that you have not fulfilled the other side of the bargain, which is you have not allowed our shipping. You have not allowed our agriculture bank to be part of SWIFT. You have kicked them out. You have even our chief executive officer of the fertilizer company, which used to export the maximum, you have put it in sanctions. So here the issue does get linked to the sanctions.
Right.
It does get linked to that there is a special military operations going on, right? And nonetheless, every 3 months it got renewed. And Turkey, so since because Turkey also has a coastline with
Ukraine.
Black Sea.
Black Sea.
And so it was decided that the Ukraine ships, while coming in, going out, or the shipping agencies with the hire, would have to stop by in Turkey and go through an inspection for whether they're carrying weapons or not. That was agreed to.
Right.
So till June, they did not bother about this at all. Then the UN Secretary General started saying that Russia is not willing to renew this agreement. They clarified that we are willing to renew, and by the way, even now they say we are willing to renew, but our side of the condition should be met. You can't say that Ukrainian wheat and other grains like barley, things like sunflower seed, rapeseed seed. This was totaled about 33 million tons last year, actually, which was allowed to go out.
Right.
And in terms of amounts also, it's very large. Ukraine is the 5th largest exporter in the world, and the largest in Europe. And so if you don't allow the shipping of our grains, we are losing money. Your Africans and others you are saying are the people who have food security problem. Then it doesn't work. It has to work both ways. And so they are asking for that. Now, next issue which we can take up is that how is the war affecting it? Just around that date, 17th July, when the Black Sea Grain Initiative expired, cluster bombs were supplied by USA, which are banned in 123 countries. They were used. That morning, they bombed the Kerch bridge, which connects Crimea and Russia, and maybe carrying arms also, but then it carries food and other essentials for Crimea. Crimea has no agriculture land.
Right.
If Ukraine claims Crimea to be theirs, then why would they want to stop their own population, right? But they did. They destroyed the bridge and accepted that they have destroyed it.
Right, but if we look at it from the economics angle,
Yeah.
what exactly is it going to impact world as a whole?
Yeah, okay. First the area. Then you have to look at that where does the grain of, or let's say wheat first, of Ukraine and Russia go to.
Right.
It goes to basically developing countries. Because Canada and Australia are excess producers, right? And they can supply to other European countries also if it is required. Though Ukraine and Russia are closer, so they will be getting it cheaper. That's a different issue. But they can get it. And Turkey is a big re-exporter also. A lot of this grain of Ukraine was processed as flour in Turkey and then transported out to Europe, for example. So you have to see the links also. But the bottom line is, if 30 million tons of wheat, and now because of this expectation, India has said that we would not allow the export of non-basmati rice, which is 40% of the world exports.
Right.
So that link to this link. Two, Ukraine port of Odisha got bombed as soon as they bombed this bridge. Odisha is the main exporting port. And it's not just a question of port at any one of these places, whether it's Turkey or it is Bombay or it is Odisha or it's New York or it is Hamburg or whatever. It is all the rest of the things which are with it, like storage facilities, like conveyor belts, like a place for the ships to come and go, right? Loading, unloading, right? So all that infrastructure and these things coming in that much quantity. So last week, Ukraine tried to think that they will go via the Danube, that's the other river, and then land up at Germany and from there export it. They said no. Who will handle so many trucks and so many things? You will disturb our logistics systems completely. It's not a small quantity, Then they moved further. They said we will go through the East European countries, which is Poland, Romania, Slovakia, Lithuania. They have told their head of the European Union, we won't let it happen. Why? Because they say that this Ukrainian grain would not be able to transport so quickly because it requires that many extra trucks by road, and that many extra storage facilities on the way, and that much extra facilities on the ports, and therefore our existing facilities will become very expensive, and our own stuff will not get proper storage.
Right.
In other words, it is going to disturb the whole supply chain. And then if you say that they can come and sell in our this thing, so already farmers are protesting. It's because their receipts will go down.
Right.
Because there is excess quantity. Now this quantity was supposed to go to Africa, but UN has very small budget. Last year, as we mentioned, under the United Nations food program, 746,000 tons only went, while total export was 30 million tons or something. Now, what is that as a percentage? Very small, 2%, 3%. So rest has not gone to Africa. So this is just a chip the United Nations and the Europeans are using, that this was meant for them. Now the question is that in fact the last year whatever storages were there here and there and all that got used. Now this year onwards, and the Ukrainian and the Russian crop comes in July and August. Ours comes in April, May. Theirs comes in July, August, right? So, given the climate change, Pakistan, a lot of area was flooded. Pakistan is also an exporter of wheat and rice. So, generally, the weather conditions have not been favorable. So, now we come to it that there might be some few million tons shortage in production. And if this 30 million tons and of Russia about 20 million tons, 50 million tons is withheld, right? Just put in either storage or spoiled, then there is a shortage. So not only the prices go up, but there is actual hunger, there is actual food security issue, right? Because the people who are below the poverty line, even there, would not be able to afford that. Because just last week, when this Black Sea Grain Initiative was not renewed, then the prices went up within 24 hours by 8%. So they'll go up further also. So that is the impact which will have here also. That is the impact will be where the traders will put pressure that they should export wheat from here. That is the pressure they will generate for exporting more rice, right? And so there may be shortage in India, and which will increase the prices.
Increase prices in India, definitely.
Will increase the prices. Therefore, every government is looking at the policy solution for these things. And the best solution is that the war ends. But hopefully somebody...
But UN must intervene to bring out a solution which is good for all.
Who cares for UN? Because UN is also partial. No?
To some.
To somewhat, it is to West. They are, in the name of the global South, they actually are the sellers of products and services of the West. So they are not considered neutral anymore. So we will wrap this up and take up the leftover issues in the
4.0 next series.
Yeah.
Okay. So we end here that this step of Russia taking a back step from BSGI has affected the whole world, as it may lead to increase in prices of grains and mainly the wheat or rice in India also, which would be difficult for Indian citizens to then afford those prices and will put a pressure by traders on the Indian government also. So we are looking for UN to take a step so that there is a policy initiative, a policy solution which is good for the world as a whole. So thank you. We'll meet again in our 4.0 episode where we will talk about rice export and other things, other developments in this BSGI. Thank you. So we'll meet again in our BSGI 4.0 where we'll be talking about global rice exports and other developments related to this agreement and initiative. So thank you all.